I grew up in Detroit, and I've seen a lot of things growing up, and I feel that having seen a lot of instances where people get caught up in the drug world, drugs, crime, and violence, I feel that I have some real life stories that have a value that I wanted to share with young people, not only to educate them about the dangers and the potency of drugs, but I also talk to them about self-esteem and character building and understanding the definition of integrity and compassion and self-love and kindness. I think those are pillars of success. And I believe that if you could instill that into these young people to help them realize that they are the future of our communities and our country, they're less likely to go out and take drugs recreationally. And obviously, you know, it's been devastating in our country, all the people that have died from the opioids and the heroin epidemic. You know, it's been a positive response because I think that when you hear real life stories, I'm not just coming in and one of my taglines is that I say, I'm not here to scare and preach, I'm here to share and teach. So I share some real life messages. And the unique thing about the Lazaros Project, it's something that my brother and sister and I created years ago. We went into the elementary school that we went to as kids in Detroit, and it's never been more relevant than now in the way of wanting to just educate the kids about what's going on, to give them some insight about the dangers and the drugs that are on the streets, and helping them understand, you know, that we're not going to be able to fight the drug cartels. My vision is that the drug cartels are going to get drugs into our country. The drug companies are going to get the drugs into the hands of the pharmacists and the doctors. If we take away the clients and educate the young people, I think personally that's how you fix the epidemic. D3 is a logo that I created that stands for Don't Do Drugs, but ultimately it's something that's tangible that I'd love to get the kids to levitate to say, hey, if you're down with D3, you're supporting that you're going places in life, that you believe in yourself, that you understand the definition of character and integrity and self-love and kindness. And it's a logo that I created. It's pretty simple. And I'm excited about this because I think this sales from D3 merchandise might allow us to go into some of the inner city schools that don't have a budget to bring on speakers. And, you know, it used to be thought of that the inner cities had more of the drug problems, but that's not the case. You know, this drug and epidemic knows no boundaries. And I'm excited to maybe have D3 launch in a way that we could get support from the community in wearing some of the gear that we have available. One of the things that I believe in is in educating our young people, obviously, about the opioid epidemic, but empowering them to believe in themselves. And I think when I realized that suicide has been on a rise with young people across the country, and it's kind of a scary thought. So it wasn't long ago that I came up with an analogy called reverse energy. And I said to the kids, if you put a rock or a marble in a slingshot, what's the first thing you do? And a kid yelled, you pull it back. And I said, yeah, you pull it back to give it energy to go forward. And as a baseball guy, I had a shirt in my hand. I said, if I was to throw this shirt to you guys, what's the first thing I would do to throw it hard? And a girl in the front row said, you step backwards. So I stepped back and I threw the shirt into the crowd. And I said, well, watching my uncle die from heroin was the reverse energy that I needed to motivate me to want to be here, to try to make a difference in talking about this epidemic. And how it correlates with suicide prevention is that I feel we all face adversity and obstacles in our life, and we have to use that as positive energy, realizing that these are things that happen to all of us, some more devastating than others. But reverse energy is something that I thought kids could relate to, and saying there's nothing worth ending your life for. Let's use that as a learning tool to help make us bigger and better and stronger moving forward in life. Yeah, we put together an opioid awareness summit last year in Lansing, And I was humbled by the support that I got from some of the community figures. Obviously, people like Sheriff Scott Rigglesworth was one of the keynote speakers, but I had a great following of people that came out to support the Lazaros Project, and my mission was to kind of educate them on the proactive side of wanting to fight this epidemic and educating our young people. I think that's where it starts. But I had people like Congressman Tim Walberg was there, Dr. Peter T.D. Graham from Sparrow Hospital supported my program, Doc Hornak from Holt Schools. We had people like Phil Pavona, one of the founders of Families Against Narcotics, an active member in that community. Ken Daniels, the announcer from the Detroit Red Wings. It was a great turnout as far as the people that we had to speak, but you know, you have to promote things like this, and you know, getting the word out is really what we're trying to advocate is, you know, not only the fight against the epidemic, but how to approach this from different angles and be proactive. Ultimately, I'd like to tell young people to always believe in yourself, to never give up on your dreams. And it's funny because I'm doing that here as an adult. You know, it's something that just doesn't go away. So when you believe in yourself, you know, the possibilities are endless with what you can do with your future. We have a website, thelazarosproject.com, as well as a Facebook page, The Lazaros Project.